Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Terribad Tavern, the only place to get the Terribad Tavern Dungeons and Dragons podcast, if that's even what you can call it. I'm your resident dungeon master, Soul, uh, hosting the channel here, and I'm joined by an incredible group of people. We got ourselves Patty K Games, playing the one and only Azrael Drisbin. Uh, Mystic Raven 13 playing the ferocious warrior Vazarordic. And we have the couple of nerds together playing the lovable wizard Dorcas and the valiant paladin Gildea. Um, felt like I needed to give good introductions to everyone. We've been gone for a while. We've had a lot of you know, scheduling conflicts and struggles the past few weeks, so we haven't been able to get together. But we're back. Yeah. So, do y'all remember what's going on?
We kind of have a base of operations, sort of.
Yeah.
We found the estate that my parents or family owned.
Mm.
But there was something else. Didn't someone come out and we talked to them?
Mm-hmm.
So your family's estate that you have found the deed to is currently occupied by a family of elves
Right.
that you met who was giving you guys some information on what the town was before it was damaged by war. And we stopped right before you guys decided to sit down and eat together. It's getting to kind of set the scene. I'm sorry, I'm trying to hype myself into it. I was setting all my stuff up and I was pulling up all my notes and I realized like how long it's been. I started getting a little bit of anxiety, but I'm good. We'll be fine. I'm drinking this G Fuel and I just need to hype myself up a little bit. So.
I remember I told Gildea to get off her high ass.
I did, yeah. I went back and listened to the episode, so I made sure I wrote down everything that I had told you guys, and I reheard that joke, and I thought it was pretty good. But
Mazza's making stuff up about me beating the shit out of someone. So
I think her and Gildea are making stuff up about you about beating the shit out of someone.
I think Azrael might have beat the shit out of somebody.
I think I would remember that.
You'd think you remember a lot of things, wouldn't you?
You'd think you would.
Yeah, that's where we kind of find ourselves right now. So, you all, of course, are having a conversation with this family. Mainly the two parental figures. Flea, who's an older elven man, he's definitely frail, getting to the last parts of his age, and Dea, who was his wife and was, doing tasks around the house. She had gone and talked to the kid that saw you all when you had approached on the road. She was making dinner and preparing a table for all of you, and Flea leads you all into a separate room off from. So the main room of this house is a somewhat living space with some makeshift pillows and furniture for everyone to sit in. It is directly connected in an open frame to a sort of kitchen food preparation area. It's got a couple tables and counters, as well as a fireplace and a place where Dea was cooking. And then that goes through an open door into a separate dining room. Very long table, chairs surrounding it. This room is not incredibly clean for a place that people would sit down and have a meal. It's kind of dusty and dirty. Flea goes inside and he sits at one of the far ends of the table and he gestures for you all to sit. He goes, I know it is kind of late for all of us to be sitting down for lunch, but I figured we must eat at least once a day, or at least I try to. As he gestures you all to sit and you start taking your collective seats, the boy that you had all seen before rushes down the stairs and sits down also at the table, and Dea begins setting bowls in front of each of you. Um, it becomes apparent very quickly that these bowls are not all identical. It is not a set. She has seemingly grabbed a few things in the kitchen to sort of make bowls out of, such as mixing dishes or large mugs and things of the sort, because they don't seem to have enough silverware and things to, uh, you know, serve all of you in a normal fashion. Uh, you look down into the bowl and you see that this soup porridge, you don't even know what quite to call it, is very thick and very dark in color. With a few chunks of meat sticking out of the top. It's really hard to tell what this is made of. Um, but it definitely smells very earthy and gamey. When it sort of wafts up to you. Um, and as soon as the bowl comes down in front of Flea, he begins slowly slurping at the broth, uh, and smiling to all of you. He goes, are there any other questions I can answer for all of you?
I can't remember last time we played. Did I ask about the family name May?
You did. So, as a kind of quick hash up of that, um, you learned that the man who used to live at this location was named Vandala. That man referenced a wife that he had. Neither of these people have ever met the wife, but they heard a lot about her. Her name was May. They never met her. You asked if the two of them had ever had children. They said they weren't aware, but Vandala had mentioned at one point that they wanted to. Um, and aside from that, the only other like family and location information that you got, uh, at least that was relatively important, was that the royal clan tag of Morindal, which was a clan that had sat on the throne of Persilon, was on one of the houses in the area.
So yeah, that didn't tell us a whole lot.
No.
If you guys have no other questions, I can kind of narrate through a dinner if you want.
I'm good.
What is the? Did I ask what the size of the estate was last time?
Yes, he had mentioned that there is a barn a little further out back. It goes from that edge of the barn, and by his standard, since no other homesteads kind of existed in the area, it went from across the field on the other side of the street to the tree line, and all the way until the tree line broke on the other edge too. So basically, right, he was saying that essentially, since no other homesteads have claimed to land here, and no one has come to claim it, you own everything within the tree perimeter, or at least the deed would be to that.
Okay, I guess the question I would have is, how? I guess how do you all feel if at one point we kind of set up a homestead here?
Um, he goes, by set up, do you mean that you would take this one or build a new one on the foundations that already exist?
I don't see any need to kick you out of your home. I would presume to build something new. I assume you agree, Vaza.
Yep. I agree. And whilst we're away, they could be caretakers of the land and its surrounding area, should anyone try to come and claim it for themselves.
Although you said the land is not been producing much in the way of crops lately.
No, of course with winter it won't produce much of anything, but in this past year the sort of uh, pestilence on the ground from the bloodshed and the battles has made it difficult for us to grow anything of value.
Is there anything that would purify the ground that we could do?
I suppose some form of cleric or priest could do a blessing on the ground. I've never been able to convince one to do it. Then again, well, I'm not one for religion, so when I talk to those individuals, they don't quite agree with my point of views of the world.
We have a paladin.
How versed are you in giving blessings? He looks to you, Gildea, with sort of like a twinkle in his eye a little bit.
I mean, I can sure try.
Well, we don't have to do it now. I'm sure you will probably need supplies and things of the sort. I have a few books around. We can see if any of them mention anything. There's a up the road, a ways in the woods, there is a small clerical village. They've donated a few books to me again, since I don't quite agree with their philosophies to sort of convert. Maybe I have a book from one of your groups.
Yeah. Might be able to make heads or tails of it. No.
As you all are having this conversation, I will say you notice that the little boy who has been eating in his own, like he's been sitting in his own chair eating, has fully devoured his first bowl of this stew that sits in front of you, and is kind of like pointing at it, trying to get his mom's attention. And she nods, and you see him rush off into the kitchen towards the cauldron that it came from.
I don't. Okay, if we don't have to roll anything to eat this stuff, right?
I mean, no. If you want to know, if you are like, oh, I eat it, and I want to try to figure out what it is, I could have you roll something.
Oh, I don't care that much.
Okay.
I'm just making sure we don't need to make a saving throw or anything.
You can make a Constitution save because it's I will say, like, when you taste it, you can tell it's not fresh, or I guess too fresh in terms of game.
Okay.
It's
Boy.
definitely not normal what you're eating.
So yes, I should, or I can if I want to.
Everyone make a Constitution save.
Damn it, Boo!
Where's the thinger?
Over there.
Oh, 16.
All right.
What do I add?
16, 14,
Oh, nothing. Okay, 12.
12.
14.
What was that one? 14.
14.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, it definitely doesn't taste great. You're able to keep it down. But the flavor is just it's rough. Like you definitely when it hits your stomach, you definitely feel your stomach like turn a little bit. It's edible, but not well.
Is it undercooked, or is it like the spices that have been? Can I determine?
Make a perception check.
15.
15. You get the sense it must be a local whatever this is made of. It must be from like a breed of deer you haven't had before.
Okay.
Like it is definitely not like your average like whitetail or elk. If it is, it has been sitting a long time.
Okay. So it's rancid meat.
That's like the flavor you're getting is like this is not something people normally eat.
Okay.
Okay. Yay.
Just like like Mother used to make.
Oh God.
Do you say that, Azrael? I'm interested to know. Because you said it in the Azrael voice, but I know you do that sometimes.
You know what? Yeah.
Okay. Dea sort of perks up and looks at you from across the table and she goes, "Your mother made this?
Yes. All the time.
You don't
These flavors are very unique.
tell
Can
me."
I roll insight on that?
On Azrael's...
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Azrael, roll me a deception check while you're at it.
I don't know a damn thing. It's fine.
No, you probably know more than me because that was a natural one.
On deception?
Okay, never mind. I rolled a 2, but okay.
Wow.
So, Dorcas, you know Azrael's full of shit. Who would make this? Like, you're eating this and you're like, who would make this for anyone? You rolled a natural 1 for your deception, and as you say, like, yes, of course, Dea sort of looks at you and cocks her head. She goes, "I find that very unlikely. I mean, yeah, I don't. I understand you're trying to be kind, but I don't believe your mother would make something like this."
Don't mind him.
You don't know his mother.
He's a storyteller by and he just kind of forgets sometimes to turn it off.
Well, we've had a few storytellers come through. I always enjoy a good, poke at poems or otherwise jokes, but I understand that my food is not to all palates.
Gets the job done. That's what matters.
It's exactly how I like to think of it. As she says this, you hear the front door open and close, and a very young elven woman rushes in and sort of sees all of you sitting at this table, and her eyes are darting from person to person. And Flea goes, "Ah, daughter." And she goes, "Father, I saw tracks outside. Is everything all right?" And he goes, "Oh yes, come, come. These are our guests. They own the land." And she sort of sits down next to you, Azrael, kind of giving you like a big look up and down, and goes, "Really? Well, nice to meet all of you."
Yes, you too. What is your name?
"Oh, I'm Taller."
How do you spell that?
Like taller.
Taller. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's an interesting name.
Yes, well, it's not quite what I would have picked, but my father did choose it for me. And she kind of says that while like bringing a mug up to her mouth and kind of rolling her eyes.
Fathers don't always choose the most appropriate names now, do they?
He must have had high hopes for you.
Wow.
Tell me you actually said that.
Oh
Azrael saying,
Flea laughs his
Loving
fucking
this
ass
stuff.
off. Flea finds that the funniest shit.
Azrael lets out a visible groan.
So you mean audible?
No visible.
No noise comes out, but everything else happens. There is no but it's like a... It's very stage acting. Alright. God, I lost my train of thought. Dea gets up and no, you're good. Dea gets up and brings Taller her own bowl and sets it in front of her. And Taller kind of shakes her head. She goes, I brought something fresher. We don't have to eat this. And Dea goes, we need to use what we have. We have to make it last for at least a while. Flea goes, I don't want to have this argument in front of our guests. Is there anything else I can help you all with? For now, at least. By the way, I know I have not mentioned this, but we will make some space for you all to stay tonight, so you're out of the elements. You can stay upstairs. We have a large open area up there, plenty of room for sleeping bags and such. Keep you warm, out of any snowfall that might come. Tomorrow morning we can settle anything else you might think of overnight, but if anything you have now, I'm happy to help.
Thank you.
Alright, thank you.
Well, that's nothing then. Then I will retire. And he sort of shakily stands up. He goes, I need my rest, an old man. Dea gets up and begins helping him up the stairs. Turns to Taller and goes, can you make sure they're all... And Taller kind of waves her hand as she's eating from her bowl. And the two of them go upstairs. Some time passes. You all eat, struggling to kind of keep this food down. Taller has no issue eating it. She's probably had to eat this a few times and has just gotten used to it. That's kind of vibe you get just right off the bat. She goes, we have no spare rooms, unfortunately, but like he said, there is some space upstairs, just a large open area. You can lay down whatever cots or whatever you have there. And if you need anything, don't hesitate to ask, I suppose. And she kind of does this weird thing where as she stands up and says that, she looks to you, Azriel, and goes, especially you, and shoots you a wink. And let me check something real quick because I have a specific idea in mind for what this does. I want you to roll a wisdom save.
Oh, bloody hell.
Okay. I have to ask, is this a charm effect?
It is, in a way.
Okay, because I have advantage against charm effects.
Okay, go ahead and roll your save with advantage.
Is this magic?
Luckily, I have advantage because that was another natural one.
Oh my god.
That is a natural 20. Let's go. It is the Azrael way.
I fucking hate Azrael so much. Okay. She winks at you and says this, and you feel this sort of warmness come over you, almost like someone gave you a very soothing hug. But just as you feel it, it disappears, and you realize that wasn't just a wink. And she smiles and retires upstairs.
So, is that what she did? Is it magic?
One could assume that. Yes.
So would I be able to passively be like, something just happened, I don't know what?
Do you have a passive trait that would show that?
I'm just thinking passive perception.
No. I don't think you would read into... Based on your passive perception, I don't think you'd be able to read into just a smile and a wink Azriel's way.
Okay.
That's okay. Focus. Can I see you for a minute?
I'll get up and go with him.
You guys
Take him out the front door.
Oh, alright. You guys head outside. The sun's not quite down behind the trees yet, but it's getting to that point, so it's getting a little cold outside, with, of course, the snow on the ground and everything. You find yourselves out there.
Dorcas, look at me with your magic vision.
Very well. I cast Detect Magic.
Okay. And that just detects any magic on him. That like, God, hang on.
Anything that's been thrown his way, I would think, yeah.
Right. You get some remnants of something, but aside, well, okay. First off, I guess you see everything as like an aura. The necklace around his neck is very much glowing. Um, Aside from that, you don't notice anything else. In his head, you do kind of see a little bit of something, but it fades quickly.
There's something out of the ordinary. It's fleeting, though. Aside from the necklace that you have on, which there's that. But why do you ask?
The pretty elf maiden. When she looked at me, I felt something.
Could be a charm, I suppose, but I cannot tell if her means were malicious or simply flirtatious.
Flirtatious, you say?
I mean, it's possible. If I knew a charm, well, perhaps I wouldn't be in the state that I am. Yeah, I saw that look over there.
I'm not there. I can't say anything.
No, I know you can't.
Well, if it doesn't look like I'm about to burst into flames, I think we're okay.
No, definitely not. Whatever she did, it seems your own natural energies appear to be smothering it, for lack of a better word.
I am quite proficient up here.
Aye. Do you know? I mean, maybe she's just interested in you. I don't know.
Excellent. Excellent, he says.
Do I even want to know what you're going to do tonight?
I don't even know if I could answer that.
I do actually laugh at that a little bit. It was like,
The stream is rated 18 plus. Gildea and Vazid, do you two discuss anything while the two of them excuse themselves?
What do you think of our culinary hosts?
I think one of us should volunteer to cook breakfast.
Yeah.
But the kid seems to be snapping it up, so...
Maybe he doesn't know anything different. Maybe we could get a turkey wing. I'm sure that would be better.
There's no harm in asking.
Do you think they seem dodgy?
No. Water, maybe. But not dodgy.
We should look into trying to get the ground sorted.
Yeah. Sorry, blessing just... I mean, I've done them, that they're definitely not my specialty, and usually it's the non-animate.
Maybe the cleric town can tell us more.
Maybe.
Say at this time, Dorks and Azrael, you two find yourselves back inside. As you walk through the kitchen, you notice that it was kind of just left a mess from the food preparation. The bowl that the boy had used is sort of scattered about on the one table. He didn't seem to finish whatever he was eating, however many bowls he was into as you walk through it. And you are all within the dining room again. Is there anything you would all like to do before retiring for the night?
Am I able to see that there is things with which to clean the dinnerware, whatever?
I'm gonna say this. Do an investigation check. You don't have to hit anything super high, I will say.
Okay. Nation.
You don't see shit.
Was it a nat 1?
Yep.
Man, I even gave you a low score. I put it in my head. I was like, I know that she doesn't have to hit a high number. And you hit a nat 1. Yeah, you don't see shit. This place is kind of dirty, but that's about it.
Okay. I'm gonna start. I'm just gonna start cleaning, and I'm gonna use magic to do it. So
Oh, look at
Okay.
you. You're making a Weasley house.
I am. So
I was more hoping for magician's assistant because
that could work too.
That's
yeah.
also, yeah, also accurate.
So I'm gonna start using magic to, put stuff away, clean stuff off with water,
Yeah.
all the things that you would expect from a Mary Poppins esque tidying up.
Oh, I love it. Is there a song that goes with it?
Yes,
I could probably
please.
let me see if I can think of one.
I know, okay, I've never done this in our game, and I realize I should do it more. I will give you an inspiration die if you come up with a cleaning song.
Okay, if I come up with a cleaning song, I will sing it. And I am humming a tune as I'm doing this, so we'll see if I.
Okay. I will say, could you also roll investigation as, because you are cleaning, so you will inevitably probably unearth some stuff as you look around.
I don't know shit either. I
This-
rolled a 8.
Okay,
Total.
that you'll get that because it was already a low check. That will count. So as you're cleaning and thinking of that song, uh, you're of course getting things from different areas to try to help your cleaning, and you realize that there are 2 rooms aside from the room that you guys are currently in on the bottom floor. One room, the door is locked, and it is very well locked to the point where it not only has a lock on the handle but a deadbolt as well. And you find no way to open it easily. You also notice that in this entire living space and kitchen, the only water that exists is in a washroom, which is the second room that leads outside, which just has a small bucket with some water in it. Aside from that, there's no like drinking water in this room.
I'm gonna summon my own water.
Okay. And that's fine. I figured that's how you would do it anyway. But just as you're going around and cleaning and trying to tidy this place up for your hosts, that is something that you notice that is a little odd. Or maybe normal. I don't know how you think when you go into a person's house. But yeah.
Okay.
Anybody else got anything while Dorcas is cleaning with magic? Bless
Can
you.
we hear anything behind the locked door? Is there like any sound coming from it, or is it just silent?
What is your passive perception?
My passive perception. 13.
Passive perception is 13. I'll say you don't hear anything, but you get a smell that's very similar to the stew that you ate.
What?
Yeah. So like maybe this is like their butchering room, maybe this is where they keep the game that they kill, but that you get that same smell from what you just ate.
It's on the ground floor, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I go outside and scout around to see if I can find a window to look through into the room?
I'm actually going to pull this up. I don't remember if I put a window in this room. Okay. I did. Okay. So you go around. There is no window to this room.
Okay.
You do realize when you go outside, though, the section that this room is kind of jutted out a little bit. So you get the sense that this is like a closet space. Like this sort of column that comes out from the building goes up, so there's probably a room upstairs as well, and this is kind of like a closet space for a small room.
Okay.
If that kind of makes sense. I feel like I described that weird, but
I'm gonna go back in and say that I can't. There's nothing for me to be able to see, but other than the funky smell.
All right. Do you want to hear this
I'm
song that I have?
so ready for this song.
I
Okay.
do. I want to hear it.
So as I, oh god, she's looking at me. So I'm cleaning the room. I say, I'm gonna clean this room. It hasn't been in some time. I'm gonna clean this room until it sparkles and shines. And when the grime is gone, I'm gonna look out and say, I have just cleaned this room and now I'm gonna have a good day.
I fucking love it. I absolutely love it. Roll me a performance check. You get an inspiration die, but also roll me a performance check.
So 17 plus 5, 22.
22. Dude, it's wild. Birds, even though it's winter, chirp along outside. You fucking Disney princess this song. It's incredible.
What am I?
Spoopy Doopy, welcome to the stream. Oh god.
Okay. So I get it. What does an inspiration point do?
So it's an inspiration die. So essentially, what that means is that at any point, if you roll bad, you can just take advantage with your inspiration die. So, like, say I have you roll a check or a saving throw, or you just roll something because you're like, hey, this is what I want to do, and you roll. If that roll is bad, you can use and spend your inspiration die to roll it again.
And that's a one and done kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right.
I realized I was watching a TikTok and I realized I hadn't done that, and I was like, I don't know why it's such a good like thing to have in games where people like do something cool or something funny, and you guys make me shake my head and facepalm all the time. So it's like maybe if they get me, they can get a good inspiration die for it. And I realized I hadn't been doing that, and I apologize, but we're gonna do it more. Anyway.
Yay!
So that I got an inspiration for singing this song. Okay.
Yeah. And so you came up with a song for cleaning, so I'm giving you inspiration. Azrael, do you have anything you want to do before everyone sort of?
Where did I see Tall go to?
She went upstairs.
I would like to go upstairs.
You notice upstairs is pretty much laid out the same way as downstairs. However, where the dining room would be, there is instead like a door to a bedroom there. There's a massive open area as you come up the stairs, and in that area, around the sort of where the chimney comes up, you can kind of see it protrude from the wall a little bit. She is sort of sweeping and cleaning an area, and as she sees you, she goes, hello. I'm cleaning this area for you guys to lay your sleeping bags down if you so chose. Is there anything I can help you with?
Does she know that her effect failed?
I would say you wouldn't know that.
Okay. When you looked at me, I felt something.
Well, I often have that effect on people.
Is there anything I can do for you?
She sort of sets down her broom and walks over to you. She goes, and she kind of looks you up and down, smiling. She goes, "Take off your hat."
Okay, I do it.
She sort of steps back and looks at you, and she goes, "Okay." She takes your hat and puts it back on your head, and she points at one of the doors upstairs, and she goes, "That one's mine. You won't need a sleeping bag," and winks at you again. This time you don't need to make a save or anything. You don't feel anything when she winks at you, or anything otherwise than you would.
She's just using this to bang. Okay.
I will continue upstairs.
What you got?
I guess when I finish and I see he's gone, I'm gonna turn to Gildea and Baz and be like, "Did he just Is he doing what I think he's doing?
I don't know. He just went upstairs.
Oh, good lord. All right.
Something we should worry about?
I mean, I don't think we need to worry about it. I just hope that the walls are thick, that's all.
Oh,
Maybe you bringing the birds around for singing and songs just set the mood.
What? I don't
Yeah.
didn't notice that, so.
There were birds?
Do you actually say that?
No
I
one.
do see that. I noticed the birds finally. I'm
So,
like, that's strange.
They're
that
all sleeping upstairs as well, aren't they?
They just have their own rooms, and we are going to be in one kind of communal space.
you gonna be okay with that, Vaza?
How many entryways are there into this room that we're sleeping in?
If the rest of you head upstairs to look around, there are, aside from upstairs in the main area, aside from the staircase that of course leads downstairs, there are 3 doorways that correspond to the rooms downstairs. So where the washroom is, there's a doorway there. Where the closet was, there's a doorway there, and where the dining room was, there is a doorway there.
Would you
And
like?
where are we sleeping? Just like in the middle of where all these doorways are?
So yeah, and there is also at the top of the staircase, facing towards the back of the house, there is a window. Sorry, I'm looking at my map again, and I want to make sure you guys know everything. And yeah, it's just sort of a anywhere in this open space. There's nothing really here. There's no furniture. There's signs that there was furniture and things here at one point, like some scuff marks on the ground, some discoloration in the walls, things like that. But aside from that, this mass area doesn't seem to be used by anything.
How big is the room?
It is. Let me see here.
Not big enough to cast Fireball.
That's not what I'm thinking.
Let's see, 5,
Any room is big enough to cast Fireball.
No.
10, 15, 20, 20. Oh wait, this
Fireball is always the correct answer.
this program has a measuring tool. One moment,
I mean,
please.
is it bigger than 10 feet? That's really all.
Oh yeah, it's the size of the house.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, we're okay.
Yes.
Vaza, I could create some temporary shelter for us in here, in which there would only be one entrance, if you would prefer.
I'm gonna go get Susan and put her on guard duty while we sleep.
Interesting.
And if you speak to her, Dorcas, and let her know that she's on watch tonight.
Right? So is that a yes or a no to what I said?
No, we'll let Susan have the experience.
Very well.
What if she falls asleep? It's not gonna do you much good.
She's a guard chicken. This is what
She's a
she
guard
was born to
chicken.
do.
What
And
if
I,
she
I rush out to go and grab Susan and then bring her in.
You go out into the barn, and you find Susan. She's just pecking at the hay and hanging out with Simon. You bring her back in and find, I guess, a little spot for her to roost upstairs.
I will put my hand on her and then say, Susan, do you feel you have the energy to stand guard while we sleep?
You got a cat. Do you have to cast Speak with Animals?
Yeah, I cast a
Okay.
spell, yeah.
Just making sure, because you're like, I put my hand on her. I was like, did something change in how that spell works?
No, that's what you do after casting the spell. I skipped a step, but yeah.
Got you. Okay, cool. So you ask if she's okay with standing guard.
Yeah.
Okay. She says, I gotta remember how to do a Russian accent.
Duh.
Duh. She
It's
was.
what I was born to do.
Duh. I do believe I can do this. However, I will say, with all of the traveling, I am very fatigued. I may struggle. my
How about this? Halfway through, I will relieve you.
I can work with this. Da.
Because when I talk to her, everyone can understand her. So yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, that's for the spell. It's not just me sounding like a chicken or whatever.
That would be excellent.
If it was,
Just talking weird. Just like bark 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 bark. Like what is it? Freaking Kronk when he was like squeaker squeak squeak squeaks.
Squeaking.
I love that fucking part.
no, I think that would be a different. That like druids could do that, but my spell is just
It just makes it
understands
English.
common, and what she says also isn't common. So yeah.
Got you. All right. Yeah, she agrees to stand watch as best to her abilities. And do you all just sort of set up shop and settle in?
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
As you all set your places and make your locations for where your sleep sacks and everything are going to be, Flea comes out one more time to make sure you're all settled in and that you're comfortable to some extent. He says that Dea is going to be lighting a fire, so that way the heat comes up through the chimney, so that way it kind of keeps you semi-warm through the night, though they aren't going to tend it super well, so they apologize if it gets very cold. And he bids you all a good night.
Understandable.
Azriel, where do you go?
I thought I was already upstairs.
Well, no, I'm asking, do you set your own place, or do you have other intentions?
Oh, I thought I was already in her room.
Well, cool, facts, we'll go, okay.
Like, I figured they came upstairs and I was nowhere to be seen.
Solid.
Yeah.
That works for me.
Odd.
Oh,
I can't decide if he's just gonna bang this chick or if there's nefarious shit about to happen.
Well, stay tuned, cause so the three of you lay down to sleep with Susan pecking about upstairs, trying to keep her watch. Azriel,
yes.
I gotta think about how I want to do this because last time we had an intimate scene, we just fade to black, and that's how I want to keep this running. But there's certain things that I want to know, and okay,
Soul.
not in that kind of way. I want you to roll me a perception check with disadvantage.
We give you another 1 in 20.
That'd be funny.
Well, fuck you, Soul, because that was a natural 20.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
It's a 1.
we've all been in hot and heavy situations. We know our perception ain't the best. That's how people walk in on other people.
That's an 18.
18. Okay. Even though it's disadvantage, you notice some interesting things. In the heat of the moment, it's unnervingly cold for the action that is going on. This room is the window is closed, but it is unnervingly cold in this room for everything that is happening. That's, I say, the main thing that you notice. We're gonna do a fade to black and then come back. The two of you are laying in bed, and she looks to you in sort of this embrace that you two are in, and she goes, I realize just now I never got your name.
My name is Azrael.
Azriel. Have we met before?
kind of study her a little bit. Not that I can recall.
That name sounds so familiar. Ah, and she kind of like taps your chest. She goes, "Not Azriel. I knew a lady a long time ago, Aslana." And when she says that, you black out. And you are now somewhere else. You're significantly shorter than you normally are, and you hear the sound of joyous music playing. And then you hear a voice go, "Azriel, Azriel!" And you shake and you come to, and you're in a giant tent, and there are bleachers around, and you're standing in the middle of a large decorated circle. And again, there's music and people laughing and talking, and a large elven man is standing over you, and he goes, "Were you listening to a word I said?"
Every word.
He sort of crouches down and he goes, "I know it's a lot of work, and I know you feel like you're too young to do it. But me and your mother have been training you like this because we want you to join our act. I think it would be brilliant, and it would really..." And he gets cut off. You don't recognize the man talking to you, but you recognize the man who interrupts him as the man from the anger room. And he goes, "If I may, I need to speak with you." And the man speaking to you has sort of an odd look on his face, and he goes, "Azriel, go find your mother in the back room. I'll deal with this and I'll be with you shortly." He turns and walks away with that man. And as you begin walking around, you realize the area you're in as you're observing it and seeing everything. You're in a circus tent. And you pull aside one of the tent canvas drapes that comes across. And as you look through, there is a very beautiful elven woman brushing very long hair. She's sitting in front of a mirror. She has a vanity in front of her. And she looks at you and she smiles. And you feel a warmness in your heart. And as you smile back, you hear someone say, "Aslana," and she turns. And I want to cut away for a minute to all of you who are in the other room. Vaza and Dorcas, roll me perception checks.
Is this just we haven't even gone to sleep yet and this is happening?
I will say this is post everything that they've done, so you are asleep at this point. This is nighttime.
Oh, 22, baby!
Dorcas is fucking out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Come on, bro!
Was that a natural 20? Or just 22 total?
22 total.
Okay, it's still very high. So I won't diss you on that. I was just curious. Vaza, you are suddenly woken by the sound of creaking wood. And you've been woken up by creaking wood before. And you sort of lay there listening. You hear, it sounds like someone's talking. It's hard to tell. But you also know that Azriel's in the other room, and you're not alone in this room. And when you open your eyes to sort of look around, you see the little boy and his mother sort of in a very whispered argument. And you don't make out much of it. You're still groggy, still waking up. But you hear the mother say, "Because I told you so. And I won't hear another word of it." And she turns and she points, and you see Susan laying in the corner. You don't see any blood, but you see her laying there. The mother points and goes, "Now take that outside." And you see this, and as you turn to look around the room to sort of get a better read of the situation, you hear Flea's voice say, "Something's wrong." And when your eyes dart to see why, like what he's speaking of, he turns and there's blood coming down his chin. And he goes, "It tastes wrong." Gildea, you wake up to a searing pain in your neck. And hear him say, "It tastes wrong." What is your reaction to seeing this man's bloody chin in front of you?
What are you doing?
You say this, and he jumps away from you, startled, and Dea screams, "She's awake!"
Does
And
that
as
wake me up?
it wakes you up, and Azriel, you snap out of your sort of vision to the sound of "She's awake." And when you open your eyes, the taller is hovered over you in the bed. And when you meet eyes with her, she opens her mouth and you see fangs grow from her teeth.
Shit.
Oh, vampire elves.
And I'm gonna need you all to roll initiative.
Okay. I knew it! Susan!
I need to get my tablet.
Might be.
Susan better not be dead, I swear to Christ. I will have
We
a
fucking riot.
What the fuck is going on tonight?
fucking vampire Susan will continue to be with us.
Hey, Soul.
Yeah.
That's a natural 20.
Fucker.
What am I
Yeah.
rolling?
Initiative.
Oh, the natural one. Did your wife touch
Initiative?
Yes, she said
Yeah.
before.
13.
You know,
Okay,
it
hold
has
on.
been since the last time we played, we were over there. She might have touched your dice.
Uh-oh. Okay.
I got a 2.
So, Ezreal nat 20. As you said, 13.
Yeah.
Dorcas, you got a what?
A 1, but it's a 2 if you add the initiative.
Yeah, that's fine. Gilea?
17.
17. Alright, let me roll mine for...
So total it'd be 26 if you're counting the full score.
Oh, shit, okay. I'll rate that as well. Just in case. Alrighty.
I knew they were dodgy. Fucking sussy little shits.
What the hell did he eat?
People.
Yeah. Betcha we ate people.
I was wondering when someone was going to ask that question. Alright. So. It's going to be...
Wait, did Spoopy know?
Did who know?
Whoever's in the chat.
Oh,
Spoopy.
Spoopy said hello Dracula earlier.
Yeah.
No, that was from the Russian
That was the
accent.
accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was from when I was talking as Susan.
And
Also-
a lot of Spoopy is from the future.
Spoopy, welcome to the stream.
Boopy knows things. They drink and know things.
Okay, so that is... Okay, so then we got...
private chats over there?
I might be.
Are they with the dungeon master?
They might be.
You sending me private chats?
Yep.
Well, my notifications are off, so give me a second. So that way we don't get random dings throughout.
No.
Alrighty.
Foreshadowing, and you didn't even know it. I'm not gonna be able to read it from over here. Trust me.
Okay,
It's
so
way
I
too small, and I'm freaking blind. Know this. Well,
Yeah, when you don't have your glasses on, I'm assuming you're wearing your contacts.
I am still pretty damn blind.
Yo, I got my new glasses today. This has nothing to do with what we're doing right now. I got my new glasses today, and I'm so excited. I walked out of the office, and they tinted, and I almost cried with tears of joy because I could see. I have such a sensitivity to light, and when my glasses tinted, I was like, I can see the world!
Was it like going from like shitty SD to like ultra 4K?
Oh my god, it was because like my old glasses aren't super outdated. They only had to get tweaked like a couple points in order for me to see. But like I started walking down the street.
Whoa. Tenths of points or whole points?
I'm not entirely sure. He didn't tell me. He said there wasn't a major adjustment made.
Okay, so it's probably like tenths of points.
Okay, that's fine.
He's gonna get all knowledgeable in math, apparently.
I'm just curious because that's a big difference.
I went and I got like my new glasses and I started walking down the street and I was reading signs that I couldn't read before and I was like, holy shit! And then my glasses tinted and I was like, holy shit! I can see so many things and I don't have to squint. I was so happy about it. Oh man, that has nothing to do with this podcast. I was just really excited about it.
Feeling though, it's such a good feeling when you get new
Really?
glasses and you're just like, the world is in Technicolor. I'm so
Yeah.
happy.
It's like, oh my god, like there are things. Stuff exists, guys. You heard about this thing called Earth? It's apparently super textured.
Amazing place.
Yeah. Okay, I gotta place some enemies on this battle board before I pull it up to you guys. Oh my goodness.
That's awesome.
Does this program have vampires? Oh my god, it has the most generic ass Dracula looking motherfucker.
For adventurers.
This is what we get for being nice.
Oh, they're about to see how not nice we can be.
Oh, are they?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you got a hickey.
Yeah.
You know, you probably wouldn't have gotten that hickey had you taken the necklace. Just saying.
You got a hickey from Flea.
You don't know what the necklace does. You can't use that.
I'm just saying. We don't know what the necklace does. It could be worse. It could be a boat.
You know how much we wanted one of those? Okay, let me share this screen over here. So that way y'all
Israel,
can
you
see
do
it.
a boat right now or a magical necklace that I'm not going to tell you what it does.
It could even be a boat. You know how you've always wanted one of those.
Alright. So I have it daytime. It is night, but it is daytime so y'all can see. But yeah, so we got... I know you guys can't see my mouse, and I hate that you can't see my mouse, but everybody else can. We have Gildea here. We got Vaza here. We got Dorcas here. We got...
We're looking at the stream, right? Okay.
We got the different vampires around the room. And then we also, in this little room over here, we have Azrael and the vampire he is in front of. Or I guess, technically right now is on top of you. But, yeah. So, this is where we're at. First up is going to be Azrael, then we will have Flea, and then Gildea.
Actually, you're not streaming to Discord, so...
I'm not streaming to Discord. I'm so fucking sorry. I forgot that's part of the things that I do.
Okay.
It's okay.
I was like, okay, I'm just trying to catch up.
Oh, nerd, that's such a good role-playing aspect. Fuck! Maybe.
What?
We'll see
Maybe.
how it goes. We'll see how it goes.
All right.
I'll let you know as we go through this fight.
All right.
Okay. So yeah, this is where you guys are at. Again, Gildea, Dorcas, Vaza, the different vampires, and then over in this other room we have Azrael and the vampire that I guess is technically on top of you right now. But you are first.
Okay.
You fucked the
Well, the
vampire.
first thing I'm gonna do is kick her off of me.
Okay. I'll make that to the position she is currently in then. I won't make that cost an action for you just because like we've thrown a lot out about how this situation is going down at once. I have no reason to believe that you would see Vampire Fangs and go, huh?
Kinky. Is the bed made of wood? Like,
Yep.
Is there a bedpost?
Yep.
Can I try and break it into a stake?
Sure, give me a strength check.
Fuck. Strength?
Yep.
May the odds be ever in my favor.
Where if you roll.
That's a 15.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I'll say that you're able to break it off, and make a sort of sharp, pointy bit.
Yes. Okay. And then I'm gonna be like, how do you know that name?
She sort of cackles, and like you see her tongue like her tongue now is not normal. It sort of like snakes a bit. She sort of like runs it across her fangs as she cackles, and she goes, "Come over here, and I'll tell you."
I didn't realize you were ready for round 2.
Just bantering. Okay.
It's good.
Did the strike check count as my action?
I will say yes, because you had to break it off of the wood.
I guess that's it.
You're not gonna move or anything.
Nope.
Okay. We got Flea is up. So we got Flea. Let's see.
I mean, so at this point, we haven't even we've gotten up. They're like they don't know that we're gonna just be like, oh, we're gonna, right?
I mean, you woke up in the
They're
middle of a
striking
Here's the thing. You woke up in the middle of a group of vampires feeding that thought you didn't know what they were. So, like, you know, oh, they don't know you're gonna attack. I'm pretty sure most vampires would believe someone's gonna try to kill me now.
No, I'm just in the story of the game.
Okay.
They are now very much striking first.
Yeah, I guess so. Like, they see that you're awake, and they're like, we're gonna keep this rolling. Like, we're gonna make sure that we get our...
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Or second dinner.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. Both had second
They had dinner,
breakfast.
now they're having supper.
Oh, okay.
I had dessert.
God damn it.
Alright. Let's see here. Okay. Flea is going to rush up and continue to try to attack Gildea here, since he was already on you. Okay. I'm pretty sure that doesn't hit. Oh, it's got a very large plus to it. 18.
Clash.
Alright. Then in that case, Flea charges you, and you are, of course, getting your mace ready, and he sort of grapples onto you, and you're keeping him sort of back away from biting at you in his attempt. It is your turn, though.
Um. Well.
Thank you, Patty.
Uh. Do vampires count as fiends?
No.
Okay. Um, I'm gonna use branding.
I'm muted.
Oh,
Branding smite?
yeah.
Alright, tell me about that.
Uh, so, second level evocation. The next time you hit a creature with a weapon attack before the spell ends, the weapon gleams with astral radiance as you strike. The attack deals extra 2d6 radiant damage to the target, which becomes visible if it is invisible. The target sheds dim light in a 5-foot radius and can't become invisible until the spell ends.
Alright.
Okay. The duration says up to 1 minute, which
Gotcha.
is like 10 rounds, right?
Yep.
Okay. So, I don't do spells enough to know what. Okay. That. It doesn't, like, say that I'm.
Like what you would add?
Yeah. Does that mean it's just nothing?
I would think you would add something.
Let me pull up your character sheet here. That
Well,
is
mine
the
doesn't
wrong
have
one.
Charisma score.
Oh, okay. This is a thing that I cast on myself?
Okay, so Divine Radiance is like a spell you cast on you, and then you do attacks?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a buff.
Yeah.
So that will take your action to cast Divine Radiance on you, so you won't be able to try to, unless you have a bonus action, you will not be,
Well,
or a
it
second attack,
says-
rather.
So it says the casting time is 1 bonus action.
Okay, so you can
I
then
guess
cast
I'd try
it.
to hit him first.
Well, you can use a bonus action before an action. You just have to specify that that's what you want to do.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what I would like to do.
Yeah, so if it's like a buff, and you're like, oh, I do this action, and then you realize your buff is a bonus action, you go, oh, I guess I use it, but it, like,
Yeah.
I could have done it before. That's the thing. So if this is a bonus action casting, you can cast it now, and then you can do your actual attack action.
Cool. Oh, it says right there 1BA. I get it.
Yeah.
In time.
One badass. Yeah, I agree.
A singular badass.
Total badass.
Okay. What does that mean?
You'll add that to your roll.
This
To
roll?
your attack to.
The attack roll.
I would think so. Yes, if that's
Okay.
viewing your match. Yeah.
So, 13 would. I mean, well.
You rolled the 13, didn't you?
Yeah, I rolled the 13. Do
For
I
your-
even need to roll to cast it?
No. That's just on you.
Oh.
No. You don't need to roll to cast.
Cool. I'm casting.
Great.
Cool. Okay. Sorry.
You're good. Does
Okay.
this is more of a roleplay thing? Does that change how you look at all? I'm guessing your pendant that you have for your deity probably glows.
It says my weapon gleams with astral radiance.
You're like Michael or
Michael?
from Dresden Files.
Yeah.
You're like a Knight of the Cross. You're like,
Oh, I got you.
Your
Okay.
sword glow. It's like emitting like white
Mace.
light. Yeah, a mace. Yeah, your mace is emitting white light.
So like from all the points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I like.
So the spikes on the mace glow with that radiance.
Yeah.
That's actually fucking cool. I like that.
Okay. So I still have to attempt to attack him. So I guess. Okay, cool.
That's gonna be good.
How about a 19?
19 does hit.
You don't have anything for an attack?
Well,
You're just doing a normal attack now, aren't you?
oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you would add your.
Well, okay. Anyway.
She rolled a 19, so.
And he said it hit,
Yeah.
so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it hits regardless of your bonus.
Okay, so I need 2d6s.
Oh, right, I'm forgetting. This is not. I was thinking, oh, if it's higher than 10 above their AC, then it's a critical success, but that's Pathfinder.
Yeah, that's Pathfinder. Well, I mean, there is the expanded critical in D&D that if it's a 19, it counts as a 20. So
Yeah, but we haven't been doing it. So.
no, I mean, that's like a feat. I don't know.
Yeah, I think halflings just have that as like a racial trait. Like if you roll a 19 as a halfling, they're like, actually, it's a 20, and it's like, what?
Alright, so you're rolling damage.
Yep. Okay. So 26. Does that mean beyond what I would normally roll
Let me see.
in my attack? Because
Yes. Yes, so that's your radiant damage that you rolled.
Okay, and then do I need to roll for? I don't even remember what I roll for you. D8. Okay.
Just one?
Yes. Where are you? There's one. That was a 4 before. Okay, so 3 and 3, so 6 plus 5 plus another 3, so 11 radiant piercing damage.
God dang it. All right. So you, in this sort of struggle, are able to get your hand on your mace, and you invoke it with the energy of the silver flame as the spikes on it begin to glow with the radiant energy, and slice up with it to kind of get him off of you. You blast across his chest as he wails out and takes his hands away from you, now not clenching and clashing with you, and you smack him with it.
Yes. Alright. So I get 2 attacks when I do an attack.
You sure do.
How about? Nope, not that. For fuck's sake. Sorry, I hit the wrong button. How about a dirty 20?
That will hit. Yep.
Cool. So that's kind of in between.
Sure you don't want the other things? Like you're not this is rolling so well.
It's fine. Okay. So that is 5, 9 plus 3 more, so 11 again.
Alrighty.
Of the same kind.
Yeah. You wallop him. Alright. So we're gonna have a couple vampire turns, and then it'll be Vaza. So I'm gonna try to do these pretty quick. 5, 10, 15. Okay. And then Dave's going to try to attack you Baza. That doesn't hit, even with a plus. Because that's...
No touchy.
No touchy.
No touchy.
So 12? Yeah, 12 to hit. Probably doesn't do it, does it?
No touchy.
Alright, that's fine. They get a second attack.
Bastards.
17.
Nope.
Alright. She takes a couple swings at you and is unable to get the attack on you. Now we have Taller in here. He's going to rush Ezreal now.
I thought they were talking.
They were.
That's a free action. I know for a fact that misses you.
I actually had a question about that.
Go ahead. What you got?
This is the one time when I have quite literally been caught with my pants down.
Oh, you don't have any armor. What's your natural armor?
So it would be.
Oh, shit.
He's naked.
Quite literally got your pants down. So stupid.
Ezreal's over here, just in the other room, fighting nude.
I have a makeshift stake, thank you.
Where
So
the
you
hell
have
do I
a
see
weapon.
my armor? Where the hell is my armor?
Hang on, let me open
Oh,
your.
it's leather. Okay, it's leather. It's leather. So my armor is not that much different. It would be a 14 as opposed to 15 because my dex is so high.
Okay, so you have 14 armor.
Yeah.
Let me do my adding then, because it's gonna be close actually. No, 13. She just missed you. Oh, you're lucky. You get to keep that little dingle dangle between your legs a day longer. All right. She will, however, make a second attack. That one's even less. Yeah, that doesn't hit. Okay. Vaza, and then
You really want me again, don't you?
Vaza will have another vampire, and then Dorcas.
Yay. Right. I'm going with my long sword, one-handed.
Which longsword?
Not the dodgy one. I'm gonna leave that for the time being. I'm gonna go for my normal long sword. Who's in front of me?
Dea.
Dea. Okay.
Said longsword one-handed.
19.
That does hit.
Amazing. Yeah, one-handed. Where's my D8? 8.
All right. So that's cool. Alrighty.
Can I see Susan?
Yes. So I don't have her on this board right now, but she is over here by the boy vampire.
Okay. Does she look alive?
She is unconscious. You don't see any blood around her is the thing.
Right. Okay. That's cool. I'm gonna attack his mommy again. Yeah, that's 23 to hit.
Yeah, that absolutely fucking hits.
And that's 7 on damage.
Alright. So that would be that. Okay. Anything else for me?
No, that's all for the time being.
Alright. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He is able to make it in range. Just barely. I'm going to attack Dorcas. $22.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little
Uh-oh. Wait, is the kids attacking you now?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, shit.
Six damage.
Okay.
He's gonna go at it again. Oh, dropped it, mulligan. $12.
I will cast a reaction spell so I can avoid a clash, and so no.
Okay. Then that does nothing, and you're up. Azrael, you'll be next.
All right. So I wake up because this all happens in the span of a few seconds, right?
Yes, all of this happens, I believe, within 6 seconds.
Okay, so I wake up. All this happens. Is Gildea the only one who's bleeding?
Make a perception check. I won't count this as an action. I'll just say this is your attempt to assess the situation as you wake up.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. From what you can tell, yes.
Okay. So after I take the hit, I'm gonna kind of like just take a like I'll kind of step back a bit because I'm waking up.
Mhm.
I see she's already hurt and let out like a primal roar.
All right.
After which I say, "You dare assault us in this place? You have one chance to surrender. I will burn you all to the ground."
Make an intimidation check.
"21.
Holy fuck. Okay, let me, okay. So there's 3 people in this room. These 3 to be specific.
Oh, as I'm saying that, my hand, it looks like I have a fireball in my hand ready to go.
Is it because you do have a fireball in your hand ready to go?
Yeah. Like, I don't have my staff in my hands. I'm using my bare hands.
Okay, you said how, what was your,
Intimidation, 21.
You're 21, okay. So these guys... Okay. So everyone in this room fails. To save against this intimidation. So, what we're gonna do here is you scream this, and this is interesting. We've never had one of you guys actually intimidate motherfuckers in a fight before. Excuse me. I want to play into the thing you sent me in Discord.
Okay.
We're gonna play into that a little bit. So this is some lore stuff for y'all, but just so y'all know, the way we do magic in this world is a little bit different. I kind of not really built one from scratch, but kind of made some rules and tweaked some stuff. Essentially, when you call upon magic in this world, you call upon mayhem, and magic has a price, and it's not super great all the time. And the higher level of spell you try to cast, and the more emotion you put behind that cast, the worse some things can get.
Oh.
And so Mr. Nerd reminded me of that, and so we're going to play into that a little bit. Gildea and Vaza. The light emitting from Dorcas is illuminating this room more than any fire could. In a world where your normal light source is a candle or a torch to some extent, this room is lit by, like, modern day fluorescence. And it is hot. Like, the temperature in this room is raising drastically. And a sort of dark red swirl begins to form around Dorcas's feet as he says this. And all three of these vampires stumble back and sort of fall to the ground and sort of scoot themselves back a little bit in fear of what Dorcas is manifesting here.
He doesn't realize that that's what's happening, does he?
No.
No, I'm
He-
pissed. I don't even know what's going
he-
on.
Yeah.
And we've seen what mayhem looks like before, so we can recognize it as that.
Yeah, I would say so. But you've never seen it to this level, to this extent. People don't push it this far.
Okay.
Fuck. We're gonna come back to this.
Okay.
This is a situation as we're gonna come back to this. Azriel, you're locked in combat right now with Taller in the other room. You hear yelling and stuff coming from the other room, but you don't quite know what's going on, so I'm gonna say this doesn't really impede your combat right now. But
So I can't feel the heat coming out of it.
you can see the light coming under, like, through the cracks in the door, but you can't feel the heat.
Okay, so, and she's like right up on me right now, right?
Yeah, she's in front of you.
Okay. I know I'm hard to resist, darling, but you see that light down there?
She
That
looks
is
at
the
it.
That is the great wizard Dorcas. Now I suggest you give up before I drive this stake through your heart.
Make an intimidation check.
That's not great.
She didn't roll great either.
That's a 10.
Yeah, you beat her. She rolled shit. She rolled shit. She sort of looks down at the the light coming from under the door and the cracks coming through, and she sort of holds her hand up, and lets the light like touch her hand, and you see sizzle like come off of her hand, and it shoots back, and she goes, ah, and she kind of looks up at you. She goes, "What the hell is he?"
Get dressed.
And I guess the two of you start getting dressed then. And she starts like quickly throwing on something, like some kind of robe or whatever she can find in the room. I'm just gonna say this: you guys are not in fucking combat anymore because what's about to happen is about to be fucking interesting.
Okay.
Vaza, I need you to do something for me.
Yep.
I need you to roll me a d10.
Okay.
Are you looking for a D10?
I'm just making
I'm,
sure.
I'm deciding which one I want to use. 3.
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry, I picked the wrong one. Can I do it again?
No.
Oh.
Such is the way. It's so perfect. Vaza, your hand starts to heat up more than the rest of your body. And you see the handprint from where you shook
Oh.
the other, where you shook your enemy's hand. It starts to glow. And the same sort of smoke and vines of mayhem that are circling around Dorcas start to circle around your legs. And you feel a power build up inside you. And you find it impossible to hold it back.
Uh-oh.
Dorcas, I need you to
Yeah.
roll me something as well.
Okay.
Not the same thing,
Okay.
because you have training in mayhem.
Yeah.
I want you to roll me a dexterity check.
Okay. 13.
Okay. You guys are about to like the thing I'm about to say. I'm gonna roll fate.
No.
You said you rolled a 13?
Yeah.
Changing Mayhem. Yeah, Spoopy. So, Mayhem is what we call magic here in this homebrew world. Mayhem is kind of like a force of nature that magic users call upon, and it's dangerous when used uncontrollably.
Well, since you're not using your staff,
I'm not.
You rolled a
I
13.
mean, I technically haven't launched a spell yet. I'm just gathering the power.
yet.
But you rolled a 13. And it would appear fate is not on your side.
No.
There is this. The air feels static for a moment. For everyone in this room. To the point where you taste. You feel the electricity on your tongues, essentially. And then everyone's vision goes white. And as it does, there is a resounding and I'm gonna close out this map now. Everyone make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh,
Even me?
Even you. And I'll make one for the vampires.
Great, my least good skill. Oh, okay.
16.
shit.
What did you say?
Okay, so we got a 16, we got a 4.
Get to add my modifier, right?
Yeah, you do.
6.
6. 6?
18.
6.
Oh, fuck. Okay, hang on. I gotta pull the vampires back out to see what their totals are. Okay. Okay. That's not... What? There it is. It's on the wrong page. Yeah, they're not great. Okay. So we got 4, 6, 18, and Vaza, you said what? One more time?
16.
16. Okay. I'm gonna roll some damage here. I don't even know what fucking die to use right now.
I think a D4 sounds appropriate.
Yeah.
Yep,
Why do I lean into role playing? Damn it.
but it's more than 1d4 at this point. Because, oh fuck.
What did you do?
I don't know.
It's not that much. For some of you. Everybody take 12 damage. Just off the get.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Dorcas and Vaza.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
You both wake up. Roughly the same time. Your ears are ringing, and it's hard to see for a second. But as the ringing kind of fades, and your senses sort of come to, you rub your eyes, and you're both laying in a field. And you're covered in snow, you're cold, and when you look up, you realize the whole second story to the building you were just in is missing. And there is debris and fire and a sort of circular shockwave where snow has been pushed away and the grass underneath can be seen around this building. all the glass panes in the windows that you can see are blown out, and any wood on the second floor that is still standing is splintered and cracked. You both see this and take it in for a minute. And then Gildea and Azrael, you both also wake up in a similar manner of hard to see, ears ringing. All four of you are spread out throughout the field across the road, not directly next to any particular person. And you are met with this sight in front of you.
Shit.
I'm gonna shout to everybody and be like, "Are we all okay? Can everyone like get up on their feet?"
I'd say based on the damage, everyone can probably move a little bit.
Yeah. Ow. Mm. What'd you do that for?
Are you saying that to me?
Yes, I'm hollering at you.
I'm like, I don't hear anything. I'm just staring at the house.
I'm gonna get up and go look for vampire remains and Susan and start
Alright.
making my way to just kind of try and find if they managed to get away or not, if there's like tracks leading away or anything like that.
You
Or
make your
like
way
bodies.
to the burning building and sort of begin your investigation there and around it. And I will say that you do find, after some time of looking on the other side of the house, in the field behind the house, you find their bodies scattered similar to how all of you are. They are all passed. You do not find Susan.
Poor Susan. Azrael, you alright?
She was a vampire.
Yeah.
That's the part he cares about.
I
Wait,
knew I had better.
You had better? Did you
Yeah,
better?
vampires are a little stiff.
Oh my fucking god. Take inspiration, but oh my fucking god. Oh, Jesus.
Well, at least you got one thing out of your system.
Always looking on the bright side. That's what I love about you, Gildea.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna come back while these guys are chatting and tell them that I found the vampires and they're dead, and then I'm gonna break the news that Susan is missing.
Susan?
She's not there.
Bring her back! Want to run up and grab Dorcas?
You run up to Dorcas. Dorcas, for a second, Azrael's not the one in front of you, as you're sort of picked up to your feet. As you're sort of lifted up from your laying position to standing, you're lifted by a shadow with orange eyes. And you can't, of course, tell because there's no facial feature to this shadow. But you almost feel it smile. And you hear a voice in your head say, "I like you." And when you blink a couple times, it is Azrael again in front of you.
Do I have, like, when I, in my mind, if I saw that, I would immediately, like, my face would change and, you know, that fury, that anger, the rage would come back.
You feel anger, but as for like a mayhem energy, your body doesn't have it right now.
No, I'm just saying, no, not mayhem,
Yeah,
just like my face, like he's gonna see that I'm like,
Yeah, Azrael, you see anger cross Dorcas's face for a few seconds. But again, Dorcas, you blink and realize it's Azrael in front of you.
okay.
Why are you mad at me? You're the one that made her disappear.
I did this. I did this.
We did this. Have I got like any like after effect to my arm?
You don't. There is a sort of burning sensation where the handprint was. There's no after effect in your arm specifically. Dorcas, on the other hand, the hand you were channeling that fireball in, you notice the scales on that hand and a little bit up your forearm are cracked.
I looked out at that, and I even if Azrael's still yelling at me, I'm not taking in anything anybody's saying.
I look over at Vaza. Is any of them alive?
No.
I look back at Dorcas. Can you bring one back?
Leave him alone.
And you kind of hear that urgency in Azrael's voice that you're not used to, where he's normally pretty laid back, but you can tell he's on edge.
Gildea, do you step between the two of them and defend Dorcas in that way when you say that?
I'm gonna, like, gently try to push Azrael off of him.
You don't understand. I need them.
I know. But he can't hear you anyway.
As you two have this exchange, Azrael, you notice as Gildea is trying to, separate the two of you, that there's still blood coming out of her neck. But you notice it's a lot darker than blood normally is. It's an off sort of blackish blue color.
Is it still like wet blood, or is it like dried?
It's wet. Not like it's still pouring out, but wet enough to where like it hasn't crusted over on her skin.
Gildea, did they bite you?
I think the one did. Somebody should probably look at that. Once we've all...
You sort of wipe your neck at that spot, and when you see and look down at your hand, your vision sort of blurs for a second, and you feel weak as you realize what's on your hand isn't blood. And you find it difficult to stand as you drop to a knee. And I'll have you make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
Help me.
What do you want to do?
Help her get up.
6.
I'm gonna like
Okay.
grab her under her like one shoulder, and Azrael, I'm guessing you're gonna grab like the other side.
Yep.
You do not fully pass out, Gildea, but it is difficult to keep your eyes open. The two of you pick up Gildea from the ground, and you notice that her weight is fighting you most of the way up, as the color in her face starts to drain a little bit, and you see her eyes having trouble focusing on either of you.
We need to get her to town. Dorcas, snap out of it!
Yeah, that'll do it.
You sort of shake out of it and realize the situation happening around you when Azrael yells at you.
Go get Simon and the wagon.
I go and do that.
Dorcas in a rush pulls Simon, who has been sort of, tearing at his bit and bridle and trying to figure out what happened from the blast. You pull him out and take him outside to the street where the two of you are able to load Gildea onto the wagon.
I'm fine.
You're clearly not fine.
What was
Vaza.
the last town with a priest we saw?
I would say, because you guys didn't really find much civilization between the edge of, uh, so like there's, all right, Telbach's
It's a
border,
ways.
yeah, Telbach's border with Savine was a war ground for a little while, so there wasn't much in the way of populated civilization. The occasional house and cottage had smoke coming out of it here and there, but that's normal to see, people who couldn't leave. The last actual village you found was the village where you fought the clay men. So as
There
for
was
like,
nothing there.
right, as for local civilization, unless you want to pick a direction and go in it, there was that royal, like not royal, clerical village that they had mentioned, though you don't really know what direction that is in. You just know it's in the woods nearby. Aside from that, so I'll give you, based off of knowledge of where you know you are currently at. If you head uh, north, in some point you may hit the capital. If you head east, you're going to eventually find the large lake, and that may have a town around it. If you head west, you're going to head into the forest, and south will take you back towards Telbach.
Do we have that communication crystal?
Yeah,
I think Vaza does.
I've got it. I've got 2 scrying stones. I have the blue flame and I have my girlfriend. Who do you want to call?
I think we need to call the Blue Flame and see if they have a cleric.
Okay.
Okay. I'll grab the scrying stone, and kind of tap on it like you would a microphone, and be like, "Hello, guys."
The stone sort of glows in your hand. You see a blue fire, sort of almost like it's trapped inside the stone, kindle for a moment. As this is happening, there is a silence, though it hums and glows, and you hear a voice on the other side go, "Hello? This is Beatrice. I'm sorry, I don't recognize your voice."
Beatrice, it's Vaza.
Vaza.
Do you remember me?
You were friends with that goblin guy.
Yeah,
Okay.
with FIFA.
Yeah, that's his name. Yeah, I remember. Is everything okay?
We need a cleric desperately. Is there one part of your troop?
Uh,
And where are you guys?
hmm. We have one practicing. I mean, he's not perfect by any means, but I mean, he's learning. Um, where are, you hear her voice kind of muffle, and you hear, "William, where are we right now?" And you hear a voice talk back, but you don't hear much of what is said. Oh, okay. We're in, oh god, we're in Savine. We're in a field right now. You kind of hear some shuffling on the other side. She goes, "I think we're by the lake? Yeah, I see the lake from here. We're on the north side of the lake in Savine."
How far away are we from there?
So if you go uh east, you'll eventually find the lake. To travel up north of it and coordinate where the two of you would, you know, eventually end up would probably take half a day.
I'm gonna relay this to like Dorcas and Asriel and be like, I reckon we're about half a day away from getting to them.
She
Should we
was
go?
The longer we stand here waiting, the less time she has.
Fine, I can aid myself.
Sit down.
I didn't get up.
We need to move now.
Do you
Okay,
get-
I'm gonna say we're coming to
If
you.
they wait, that's how far they are. What if we meet? What if they come toward us? and
Yeah,
we
what if they
go
meet
down
us
and we meet
halfway?
Yeah. She goes, okay. There's a okay. There is a logging town. Uh, I'm not gonna say halfway between the two of us, but I know it sits on the pond or on the lake. There's a section where the lake kind of shallows out, and they use water to move the mill. But that's the closest town between the two of us. We can make it there pretty quickly. It'll shave your guys' trip down to maybe a quarter of the day, as long as you're moving fast. But we will definitely meet you there. We'll be there before you.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Okay. I'll keep this stone handy in case you need anything else. But I'll see you there.
We'll see you there.
All right. You all.
On like a perception, would a healer's kit help Gildea right now?
So I'll
Is it gonna
have
do anything at all?
I'll have you roll intelligence to see what you know about vampirism, and see what, if you know anything, what could be done to help.
Right.
Can I do that
okay.
same thing?
Of course. I'd imagine this is during the time you guys are traveling, so if you all want to make that check, you can, because I'm sure you're going to be trying to devise ways to help.
I got 10.
10 on intelligence?
Yeah.
Can you do an intelligence roll?
Yep.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, 10. Azrael, do you plan on rolling at all?
I do. I was just trying to see if there's something else I could roll.
Okay, you're fine. Dirty 20 is pretty good, so I will give you some stuff.
Yeah, I'll just roll straight intelligence. That's gonna be a 13.
Okay. Between the three of you, I would say that you know at least enough that you need to keep the wound as clean as possible and try to drive out as much venom as you can. You aren't entirely sure how to do that. You tried a couple different methods, but you do notice mostly venom is coming out and not blood. I won't make
What
you guys roll
about-
any.
I've got like break curse or I've got a spell that has something to do with dealing with magic that's removing curse. Would that have any effect?
Let me check that spell on your list and see what we can make happen.
You cast that spell, Vasa's gonna give you the girlfriend name.
What?
You know where the girl
Vasa?
where the guy's looking at the girl and the girlfriend has that disgusted look. Because curse, remove curse.
Oh, I got you.
Where is that in your spell list?
It's a level 3.
Okay, so it is down there.
It's learned, but I don't know if it's in my book. So I'm assuming I'd have time while we're going
To
prepare it.
Okay. You're a wizard. Do you have to prepare between long rests?
No, because of a feat that I got in the beginning of the game.
Okay, so you can do that in short rests.
I can cycle them out
Oh, whenever you want.
within like 10 minutes. Yeah, it
Yeah.
takes me 10 minutes to.
Then I would say,
prepare.
yeah, you're capable of doing that. I can't see it on your list, which is
So it
annoying.
said that. So do you want me to read it to you?
Yeah.
That's not what that is. Hold on.
I would like to lay on hands.
Yourself?
Everybody.
Oh, on everybody?
No. You need you
This
just don't exert any of your energy. Just stay in the wagon.
Fine, I'm not going anywhere. You come to me, and I lay my hands.
So here's what happens. I touch all curses affecting one creature or object end. If the object is cursed by magic, item is cursed. If an object is cursed, We're not talking about objects. Okay.
Okay. Let me check something here.
I am not an object.
So that's what I got.
Let me see.
The other thing I would propose, if you would like me, again leaning into roleplay a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh Lord.
We stand that here.
That's how we got into this mess.
Yeah, I know. I could. This is me making shit up. But I could cast like my there's a spell called Magic Circle, which is like meant to keep stuff out. So what if I upped it to a level 3 and did a magic circle around her and did remove curse? I'm basically gonna pour every bit of magic I have into trying to heal her.
So if we're going to do this, and it's from a roleplay standpoint, as well as roleplay standpoint is kind of what got us into this mess. I'm gonna say that you don't have a lot in you right now,
Yeah, I know.
and so I'll give you, with your dirty 20 and what you're trying to do, you can keep her stable and awake, but curing her is off the table.
What if I pour my life energy into it?
We're on the edge of something wild happening with mana again. In that case.
As in, I won't be able to predict it?
Yeah. As in, we're gonna roll some fate die and shit.
Everyone else there, I'm reading in my book, and I'm looking. Vaza maybe recognizes the look in my eye, like I might have a solution, but it might backfire and kill us all.
Yeah, I would say, as he's searching desperately for the solution, Vaza, you do, and Azriel probably a little bit too, since you guys are kind of buddy-buddy, that the look on Dorcas's face is one of, I could fix this, or ...
We can all die.
We're
can't
close
make them do
enough.
this.
We're close enough to them. We can keep her stable, and their cleric can try and draw out the rest of the poison. Maybe it'll give us some more time to think of a better alternative.
And if he fails?
What if you fail?
If I fail, then the worst that will probably happen is I die.
No, you can't
That's-
die.
Dorcas, do you remember how we woke up?
Yes.
Do you think that just affected you?
It wouldn't be the same this time.
How do you know?
I don't.
And knowing is half the battle.
God fucking damn it. You already have one inspiration, I'm not...
Yeah, you can't stack them, but...
No. Fuck, that was good.
The only other option I can think of is if you drop us here and leave and let me do this alone, but
I'm okay.
You're not. No, you're
Keep
not.
Going. You just keep going.
All right. Well, so you said I could stabilize her with magic.
Yeah, you can keep her awake and stable because she is kind of fleeting right now.
Do
But
I need to use the spells I talked about? What am I doing? Or am I just?
I'll say you'll have to use those spells that you discussed. Yeah, you'll have to burn those spell slots.
All right. I'm gonna. Okay. So I'm gonna make a gesture around Gildea, and a circle will form around you, you and I. We'll both be inside of it.
Oh.
And I'm going to put my hand under, my fingers near where you got bit.
Okay.
And my hand will glow. my eyes are glowing, and I'm basically I'm looking right into yours, and I'm not breaking eye contact, just to not blinking, not doing, trying to focus on the spell. That's all I'm doing.
Okay.
It takes a lot. This, you're doing your best, but sometimes you feel yourself sort of weakening and that you can't hold it, and then you have to snap back and focus on it again. There's a lot of power coming from you.
Is the circle? I talked about upping it to a 3. Do I need to do that?
I won't make you do that.
Okay.
Since we're primarily using roleplay mechanic here. Azrael and Vaza, unless you guys have any other way you want to do something, I'd say you guys are probably the ones manning the reins, getting yourselves to town.
Yeah.
Okay. It was early when you all woke up. Morning sun was just sort of cresting over the trees. No telling, really how long you were asleep because you didn't know what time it was when you woke up. But you race, and the road winds along the edge of the lake, so you can go as fast as you can, and you eventually make your way to a very large town. It has walls and its own gates, and when the guards see how quickly you're racing in, they let you by. One of them gives chase after the cart, but they, never seen a donkey move that fast. And so one rushes in after you. The gate is sort of half closed because he doesn't close it all the way, and you find yourselves in the middle of this town. This town's center is a well surrounded by a large open market area. Houses are simple, but it is definitely obvious that the roads are very wide for logs to be moved through. You can see drag sections in the ground where logs have been put on chains and moved from mill to wagon. And people are in the middle of their days. They're, going about their lives. As you all... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, I'm gonna jump down from the wagon and grab some scruffy child that's just, nearby and go get the healers, and then shove him, and then grab the scrying stone out of my pocket and tell the blue flame that we're next to the well.
You skid to the stall. This happens. You tell the kid you demand that he go find someone. You see him race off down an alleyway. You speak into the stone, and you see in the distance up the road someone burst out of a house and sort of look around and turn and just start racing towards you. A couple others follow behind, and as they get closer, you recognize it is the members of the Blue Flame, led by Beatrice. She's, just full tilt running at you, and she's almost overtaken by William, the Warforged, who is much larger, just charging past her, stomping through the mud, to the point where he actually picks her up briefly to kind of give her a throwing boost. She gets to the edge of the wagon and stops herself on it. The rest of the members sort of coming around, and immediately she goes, "Okay, what happened? Where are we at? What's going on?"
Hi. It's nice to meet y'all.
We will tell you exactly what happened. Just know she was bitten by a vampire last night.
She kind of turns, and her eyes get really wide. And she goes, "Fuck." You, at this time, a lot of people have gathered around to see why a cart has rushed into town like this. The boy is coming back, followed by a couple, clerical-looking individuals. As they're coming back, the crowd gathering, the members of the Blue Flame are trying to pull Gildea out as, quickly but as safely as possible. William is taking her up in his arms since he's big enough to carry her alone. a few guard individuals are yelling to try to make crowd control happen. And Beatrice goes, "Okay, we have a place here. Come on, come on." She leads all of you and the uh other clerics that have shown up down the road to the house that they came out of. You go inside, and Gildea's there is a table immediately inside for dining and hosting. As soon as you guys walk in, that table is everything is thrown to the ground. The chairs are pulled out of the way. Gildea is laid down on it, and uh, Beatrice points to the three of you and goes, "Upstairs. Details. Now. Let them work. I need information."
As we're walking, I'm just like shoving cheese and bread in Dorcas's hand, cause trying to give him like energy, like eat the fucking food.
Yeah, because I can't even, like, when I try to go up onto the stair, I can't.
Yeah, like you struggle climbing it.
Yes, like,
Okay.
well, because my health, I'm almost dead anyway.
Jesus.
Told you, let me lay on hands.
Shut up and take healing, god damn it!
Dorcas, you're helped upstairs by one of the members of the Blue Flame. You're all ushered into like a meeting room upstairs. The door is closed, and you're all, given seats to sit down. And for a moment, it's really quiet. Like the hustle and bustle just kind of stops, you know? And Beatrice goes, "Okay. Okay. What in the fuck happened?"
Well, we thought we were coming across a family of elves. Turns out they weren't quite just elves.
Vampires.
Yes.
Okay.
I
Were they recently turned? Have they been there a long time? Like,
we don't know.
they just, you met them and they lured you in and they attacked you.
How would we know how old they were?
It's a matter of,
They seemed to have been there long enough to know the inhabitants of the area.
okay, that could just come with elven age, so we can't write that off as a vampire thing. But you'd know based off of their eyes what color they were. You'd know based off of how they sustain themselves, what they use as food, things like
They
that.
were still eating stew.
Something.
They were cooking food?
Yes.
Okay, was it actual human food?
Hard to say.
I
We-
don't think it was. The meat was rancid.
Okay, so rancid meat, they're probably cooking mortals. If that's the case, then one of them had to be old enough to be the ringleader. They've been that way for a long time. Okay.
They are all dead.
Well, that's at least a bonus.
A long time, you say?
Well, yeah, I'd say so. If one of them is so old he has trouble feeding, then they would have to resort to cooking.
I haven't killed a child.
Was there a question that you did?
One was young. Or
Means-
turned young.
Wouldn't say that means
Yeah,
anything.
Parents.
You're not there.
I know I'm not there.
You're not there. You're getting drunk.
You're not there. You're dying.
Alright, fine.
Yeah, chances are that if it was a family and the, main one was that old, he probably turned them all at a younger age, and even if their body doesn't show signs of aging, they've been alive for a while. How they look means nothing. Okay. Cool. So she kind of looks around the room and she goes, "We're missing one. And
What?
she kind of counts, and she goes, "Where's FIFA?"
He left some time ago.
He left,
Aye.
so he didn't. The vampires that didn't.
No.
No. He left our company long before that.
Okay,
As far as we know, FIFA is alive and well.
okay, that's fine.
Can you save her?
Me, no, but
Can your cleric save her?
they're gonna do the best they can.
No. That's not enough.
Okay, and I'm telling you that vampirism is a fucking big deal. I can't guarantee saving someone. I've never watched someone get saved from vampirism. I've never known someone to be bitten by a vampire and live.
When she says that, I start getting up, trying to get up.
You
Get
attempt
down.
you attempt to stand. Azrael, you yell for him to sit down. Dorcas, you feel a powerful hand sort of push you back into the seat. You look up to see William standing over you. He does the thing about William is even though he is a massive warforged, the sculpting in his face makes him look friendly. He does not have a menacing, structure. And he goes, "It's going to be all right. Just take a breath." Uh, she goes, "I know this is a lot, and I know you're all very worried about Gildea, but we're gonna figure it out. Just give them time to see." um, Back downstairs, Gildea, though you are in and out and having trouble staying conscious, there is a lot happening around you. There are, clerics saying prayers. Some of them are channeling spells. There are vials being pulled out of boxes. Uh, Occasionally, you feel a little pinch as a needle gets put into you. A lot of things are going on that is hard to track. What's I know, so you're loopy and you're not able to form cohesive sentences and make sense and all that. Your consciousness is still working normally. Like, you can think a sentence and when you try to say it, it doesn't come out right.
Okay.
What's running through your head while this is happening?
There's a lot of fuss. Deity, I could really use some help now. Because I don't remember what the deity's name is.
You can put it in your.
You're a part of the Order of the Silver Flame. The actual deity. What deity do they follow? That's a great question, actually.
I do not remember.
Let me look up a thing.
Probably not good for a paladin.
No, it is. It's lawful good. But I'm curious to actually know which deity they follow. Because I looked it up and it was oh, it is the Order of the Silver Flame, and it's okay, cool. What does that mean? I don't think this book is gonna tell me. Yes, it does. Somewhere. Damn it.
I looked it up. Let's see. It's a nation, not a god.
Oh.
Oh, the Silver Flame is the deity of protection and good.
Doesn't have a name though.
Well, I think the Silver Flame is just
Flame.
yeah, the Silver Flame is the idol that is the deity of protection and good.
Okay.
But it's like a faith to follow, and okay.
Dol Ara is associated with that.
Okay, So they're probably on the same plane then.
Yes, it's a deity of light.
Okay.
Cool.
So either the Silver Flame itself or Dorara.
Oh, flame preserve me. Quite literally this time. Please.
You're thinking this, and you also kind of hear it for a second as your eyes sort of dart to the side, and you see a cleric from the Silver Flame doing a prayer next to you. They're reading through a book, and they're saying you comprehend it as a scripture that you know, but the words just kind of get jumbled since your, senses are kind of acting weird. Um, it's just a lot to take in at once. Back upstairs, all of you are in this room, and Beatrice goes, okay, they're going to work on her. Is there anything that you all need right now?
Not right now. But when this is done, there is something I need.
Okay, and we'll get to that. You two know?
Just lodging and somewhere to keep Simon.
You can stay here. This is our clan house. I'll make sure someone gets Simon a place at the stables.
Is anyone good at tracking animals?
Probably find a hunter in town. I'm sure there's one or two.
There is a missing part of our party. It is our god chicken, Susan.
You need someone.
She went missing, but we had to rush off and did not have a chance to look for her.
Okay. All right. This like a pet, I guess.
She is more than that.
Okay.
She has armor.
Okay.
Custom armor.
So it wouldn't fall off of her easy.
No.
All right. She walks behind a desk and ruffles through some things and pulls out a map of the local area. And she goes, "Mark where you guys were, and I'll make sure somebody goes out and looks, see if they can find a trail." Presumably you guys mark the spot of the rough area of where. Yeah.
Circle the area on the map.
All right. And I'm guessing, was this where the vampires were?
Yes.
Probably where they still are, to be fair.
Got it. I'll give them the proper warnings. She rolls up the parchment and hands it off to someone who is in this room, one of the members of the Blue Flame, who helped Dorcas up the stairs, and that person heads out.
See, before they do that, I'd say see to it that the bodies of the vampires are not touched.
They look at you and nod and go, "You want it to just leave it there?"
Aye.
Okay. Yeah. I'll make sure that's in the instructions. And they leave. All of you sort of sit down in this room and goes, "Okay. I'm gonna go make up some beds for you. You all look like you've had a hell of a night and need some sleep. Just don't, until someone tells you otherwise, don't go downstairs. We don't need a spell being channeled that gets interrupted. We don't need, some kind of potion being used that gets too much put in her. I don't know how it works. I'm just saying we don't need that area with more people than it needs to have. So just stay in your rooms, get some rest, and we'll settle this when they say we can check on her." So I'll be right back. She leaves for a few minutes.
Is it just us in the room, or is William still here?
William leaves with her.
it's just us in the room.
Yeah, right now the three of you are sitting in a room, just sort of in a. It's like a not an office space, but like a common room used for discussion or hangout.
I'm gonna turn to Dorcas and say, I know you want to go down there, but you need rest.
I have grown quite fond of you all, which surprises me as much as it may surprise you. I don't want to see anything happen to any of us. Dorcas, what happened was unpredictable.
It should not have been possible.
Well, it was possible.
It's not just on you. I couldn't control it coming out of my hand.
It wasn't coming out of your hand. It was being drawn out of your hand by me.
Maybe there's something we don't know.
Which we don't know.
Something in our past.
I was told by the heads of 4 schools of magic that my power level would never be enough to light a room full of candles, let alone what I just did.
We still don't know the truth about our real parents.
No.
They were just going on what lineage information they had.
And we cannot trust any information given to us by the bloody vampires.
No.
Not from when the discussions we had with them prior to what happened. But they may still be of use to us.
The vampires, at least the female, knew more about me than she should have.
What do you mean?
She said a name. What was the name, Saul? I didn't write it down.
It's okay. I'm gonna be honest with you. I said it and meant to write it down, but then we got into shit, and I also didn't write it down.
I wrote it
As
down.
Lana?
Asllana.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say as Lana, but I was like, I don't want to be fucking wrong. I'm writing it down this time
Yeah, I put it in there. Okay.
because my
I meant to
notes
write
are
it down. I was going to ask you after the session, but I mean, we're here, so.
my notes are a fucking mess, and I write shit down like 6 times, so it's in here somewhere. I'll find it. It's okay.
I need... Right. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm getting up. I'm coming right back. I'm going to ask one of them for something, and that is it. I swear.
Dorcas, I know you want to help, so I'm just going to say it plainly. Don't make it worse.
I'm not going downstairs. This is for later. Alright?
So you get up, you leave the room.
Leaning very heavily on my staff.
There's a lot of noise. This room is at basically the top of the steps. So the steps come up. There is a long hallway that cuts through this whole building, but this room is the first room at the top of the stairs. You hear a lot of noise coming from downstairs. A lot of words being said, a lot of things being moved around. It's hard to tell what's happening.
It takes everything in me to ignore that and look for one of the people we've been dealing with.
I would say you see William just sort of this. He has to sort of crouch to be in the hallway, but he is sort of out in the hall.
Okay. I go over to him. I say, "William, right? What's your name?"
Yeah, that's me.
I was wondering if any of you, if you or anyone in your group might be able to, might have, or at least point me in the direction of procuring something.
Well, it depends what you need.
I need a magic scroll. I need a necromancer spell.
Necromancer spell.
I know a bit of it, but my animation spells bring back a husk of what the person once was. I need to be able to converse with someone who is dead, if only for a brief time.
That's gonna take some time. I know who to talk to. I'll say that much.
Where are they?
There's there's a guy who deals in writing in town. He's kind of the scribe of the area. He any book that comes in, any scrolls that get written, he knows about it. I can talk to him and see what he can do.
You can find me something. I will be forever in your debt.
Well, he kind of
Find it faster. I will be in debt to you beyond that.
he kind of gently pats you, knowing that you can't take a lot of weight. Even though the gentleness of his arm feels very heavy, he goes, "Don't worry about debt. I'll talk to him when I can move around down there, and I'll let you know if he comes up with anything."
Thank you.
Sure. He kind of like turns his head to the side. He goes, "You look like you need a nap."
I probably do.
He points down the hall. He goes, "Third one on the right. Just take it."
Thank you.
Of course.
Okay. I'm not gonna go right to sleep, but do the other stuff if you want to do that first.
Do you go to that room? I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
William comes in to where you guys are, Azrael and Vaza, and goes, "I sent him off to bed, but there are a couple rooms at the very end of the hall. They should be all set up for you. Beatrice got busy, but those ones should be for you guys."
I'm gonna head towards my room, but I'm gonna like knock on the door that he says Dorcas has gone to and be like, "Are you in there?"
Yes, Faza, I am in here.
Okay, well don't leave. Go to sleep.
I will.
Don't do anything stupid.
Say anything to that.
I'll just walk into my room.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
That doesn't leave anything.
Actually.
All right. You all retire to your rooms. Is there anything you all want to do before I do the next thing?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna inspect my arm.
Okay. Not much changed. I will say something odd you do notice is the color from the handprint is a little faded. Like it's not as prominent that it's there. But it is present. There are no cracks in your scales or anything like that, but it is there. Just less.
Okay. I'm gonna like speak out loud
Mhm.
and be like, "Did you see any of that shit?" and see if I get any kind of like mental response.
Make an Arcana check.
12.
Nothing comes back.
Okay. I'm just gonna like sit like looking around the room expecting to hear something, and then I don't, so I'm like, yeah, and just get into bed.
Okay. Anybody else?
So I go into my room.
Okay.
I pull out that book that I've been carrying for quite some time.
Yep.
But I do not attempt to read it this time.
Okay.
Instead, I place my hand on it and it reacts the way it has been. I open it and put my hand on it. And I picture in my mind the figure I saw.
Okay.
And I simply kind of channel energy through into the book and just say, I know you can hear me. I wish to have a discussion with you that you might be interested in.
It's silent. Well, make an Arcana check because I want to know how much you actually get. Because you're doing this in a different way, and let's see how much of it you actually.
24.
Okay. It's silent for a few seconds, and a voice comes back and goes, "Don't worry. We will be talking very soon."
If you talk to me now, you may have more to gain from it than if you talk to me later.
Oh, Dorcas. If only you knew how much I've gained. Trust me, I am closer than you think. See you soon.
I'm going to kill you.
You will try.
One of us will die. It will be you or it will be me. And I don't care if it's me. I'm going to make it hurt for you one way or the other.
You receive no response.
After I do that, I pass out because there's nothing left.
Azrael, you got anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just kind of stare into the mirror. I think, my mother?
You think really hard on that for a while. And you think there's a lightning. How'd a lightning bug get in my fucking apartment? You think on that for a while, and you think really hard on the vision you saw. To the point where you don't see yourself staring back at you, you see the woman you saw in the vision. And you see her very clearly. A very kind-eyed, a very happy smile, long blonde hair, wood elf woman, just stares back at you for a few seconds. And as you sort of focus on it and realize what you're seeing, this vision fades.
This is getting a little much. I don't know if I like where this is going. And then I just lay down and go to sleep.
Time passes. And I don't just mean a day. You all, the three of you, are confined upstairs for a couple days. Not being allowed to go down, though Dorcas may have attempted it once or twice, turned away by William. And it kind of gets stir crazy sitting in this small upper floor for a couple days. But you're fed and clothed, and wash basins are brought to you. You're well taken care of by the Blue Flame.
I'm assuming we can take the advantage of long rest.
Yes, you all may take the advantage of a long rest. Gildea,
Do I need to?
we're gonna get to that.
Okay.
Gildea, at some point you pass out in everything that's going on. And eventually you do wake up. Your body is stiff. It hurts. There are bandages wrapped around many parts of your body because they worked on you. And you sort of turn your head side to side to get a view of this room. And you're alone, save for one person at your side. It is that cleric of the Silver Flame. As he looks up and his eyes meet yours, you see a surprise in him. And he sort of sets his hand on your shoulder and he goes, hello. I'm Gabriel. I was told to watch over you considering your religion.
Oh. Thank you. Did I remember you healing something?
Yes, I was one of the people that brought you in. I was saying prayers.
Thank you.
Of course. I'm told your name is Gildea. Is that right? I see.
You are? Oh, Gabriel. I'm sorry.
It's all right. Your head's going to be fuzzy for a little while. You were asleep for a couple days.
A couple days?
Don't worry. You're safe. You're with the Blue Flame. Your friends are upstairs. They'll be down as soon as I let them know you're awake.
Okay.
Do you remember what happened to you, Gildea?
Yeah. Pretty sure a freaking vampire bit me.
That's right. You were bitten by a vampire. However, there's a question I've been told to ask you when you wake up.
Okay.
Has that ever happened before?
I don't think so.
I see.
I think I would know, wouldn't I?
One would hope. Yes. The reason I ask, and believe me, I am in no way trying to accuse you, my child. I know you are a daughter of the flame and walk a path that is for us. Though I must. When they did the operation to keep you alive and to remove the toxins in your body, well, we had an alchemist come, a sort of physicist, a man of science. It was hard to find one, but luckily there was a traveling one that came through town. He said something that troubled us, in that the venom was mixing with your blood, but not in a way that it was infecting it, rather joining with it.
What the heck does that mean?
Well, either A, you are a vampire, and granted on the fact that I've used quite a considerable amount of the Silver Flame's holy water supply on you, I don't think that's true.
Okay.
Or, for some reason, a very powerful vampire's blood already was running through your veins.
Okay.
Did you know your parents?
for a short while as a child, but they were
I understand it's a lot to ask at once.
they but I think I would remember
You've never
if
bore
they
an
were
abomination's child?
I was never what?
You never bore an abomination's child?
No?
Alright. He sort of closes the book in his hands, and he goes, well, needless to say, this is quite a mystery for everyone involved. I don't plan on telling your friends of the current status of, well, you. Just that you're alive and well. You telling them is up to your discretion. But I will say I have notified the members of the various churches here in town. Various, there's only two. But they're looking into this.
Okay.
And with your help, hopefully we can find out what's going on.
Yeah.
He stands and sets the book he's carrying on the chair that he was sitting on. He goes, give you a few minutes before I send your friends down.
Thank you.
Of course. And if you ever need any form of counseling, any help or guidance from your belief, there's a church on the edge of town dedicated to our order. Any son and daughter is welcome to enter its halls.
Thank you.
Of course. He steps away and climbs the stairs on the far end of the room.
Crap.
And that is where we will end tonight's session.
Damn it, Saul!
I live for it.
But I have more role playing to do.
And there will be more role playing. There will always be more role playing.
Next time on Terribad Tavern.
Oh, roleplay.
Game over, man! Oh no. But that is the end of this episode. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for being here. Spoopy, thank you for coming in and chatting with us a little bit. I know we don't always look over our chat, and I apologize for that. We just really get into it. Hopefully this is the start of us getting back on a pretty normal schedule. For now at least. But we'll see what happens. Schedules always change. Anybody got anything they want to promote?
Do we want to commit to the 19th?
Sure.
Okay. August 19th, we are doing a celebration of affiliate anniversary and 700 followers. We'll be doing a 12-hour stream. Which
A 7-hour stream? Woo!
No.
12-week stream?
No,
No.
12 hours, which equates to about 700 minutes.
Oh, 700 years? Amazing!
I don't think humans live that long.
So,
I do.
minute.
So we will be doing that. And
Funny way of saying hours.
Minutes.
which, it's a possibility that we'll have to eat spicy food and I'll have to sing a song that I really don't want to sing.
Amazing.
I hate it so much.
That's enough about us.
Yeah.
The last time they did a 12-hour stream, guys, it was amazing. It was awesome. It was so much fun. The 19th of August.
August.
Okay, go follow them and check that out because the last time they did a 12-hour stream, awesome. They did a 24-hour stream one time and it was amazing. Their long streams are always fun. They do great stuff. So go check them out. Mystic, you got anything?
No.
No?
No, just that we've started the new Tomb Raider, the remakes. So
Sweet.
we're going through those at the moment.
Are you still playing on hard with that one?
Yeah, I still haven't solved it.
So Mystic's doing a hard mode run of the new Tomb Raiders. You should go check that out.
Yep.
Go follow her and see that.
Oh my
Um,
god.
I love the Tomb Raider games, so that's awesome. I'm gonna try to catch one. I've been really bad at catching streams, so I'm gonna try to catch one. Patty?
She's streaming more often.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes,
She
I
is
am.
streaming more often.
Always keep your drivers updated.
Always keep your drivers updated. That's what Patty always says.
What would Azrael say?
Always keep your pockets full.
You never know who might be in need of you. It's just full pocket.
Use protection when fucking vampires.
Yes.
We should really. I feel like we have overlooked the fact that like, is there any side effects of you fucking vampires?
Yeah.
We don't know that yet.
Stay tuned to find out. But thank you all so much for being here. It was a great time. Hopefully we'll be back here soon. You can see all episodes 1 through 22 on my YouTube channel. And yeah, be safe out there, everybody. And from all of us here at Terribad Tavern, safe rolls. See you guys next time. Bye, everyone.